Cool. This is literally going to be like a 30-second clip. I want you guys to see this. This is a Malcolm X movie. First thing I had to realize doing the inner work journey that I've been doing, way beyond business, you know. When you're making a lot of money, it's easy to get the ego and think you don't need to do inner work. But Anthony's been in my corner the whole way, reminding me, pushing me, and so has life, and just realizing that this is what's needed. So this is kind of what I thought to myself is I've been bamboozled. And what do I mean by that? Everything up to this point was a lie. In order to get a whole new situation, paradigm, whatnot, you have to like undo a lot of the beliefs we've been taught. This is just a little clip that made me think of that.
You can't even get drugs in Harlem without the white man's permission. You can't get prostitution in Harlem without the white man's permission. You can't get gambling in Harlem without the white man's permission. Every time you break the seal on that liquor bottle, that's a government seal you're breaking. Oh, I say it again, you've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok. This is what he does.
You guys probably never heard those words before. Led astray, run amok, bamboozled, hoodwinked. But, you know, for a barber to believe he can make $20K a month, he has to undo all the programming. For a coach to believe he can go from $10K a month to $100K a month, you're going to undo a lot of programming. Same is true for fitness, etc. So even in my dating life, I've been exploring that and how the principles in that area, it's similar to what Clinton was saying. There's a lot of things that I'm reprogramming, so I'm going to get into some of that here. Next is full send. So I grew up very feminine. I grew up without my dad, and so I thought all this stuff would just come to me. And that's one of the first things I had to excavate. Anybody know what I mean by excavate? It's like a fancy word, but cool. Dig up. Yeah, fuck yeah, dig up. I think it's another video actually. So dig up, excavate, yes. And what else did we say? Eliminate, yeah. Dig up and eliminate, perfect combination. So digging up and eliminating the feminine side of me, it just wasn't serving me, you know. My coach asked me, Joel, how many dates you been on the last 2 weeks? I was like, shit, you could have said 2 years. I would have gave you a similar answer. But I said none. And he's like, what the fuck? He keeps saying like, bro, you're a stallion. Like, get out there, you know? And I never really knew what he meant until I went to Mongolia and I seen these stallions. I'll get to that in a second, but I thought it would come to me. I was like, bro, I'm still building myself. I'm still building my business. You know, the girl's gonna come to me eventually. Like, I'm not there yet. And so I keep hearing you guys say something similar. It's the most common thing I've heard, but it takes one to know one. And once we solve something for ourselves, we can't fucking help it. I'm like, oh, all you guys are doing the same damn thing. Talking about it's gonna come to me, you know? It's not, it is not coming. So this was huge. Full send, what do I mean by full send? It's a common thing, everybody knows this. One-way trip, yep, I've been saying that to Jeremiah. Anybody else, what comes up when I say full send? Full send.
Invest.
Yeah, and like whatever inspiration is on your heart, fucking send it. Believe. So it's usually like the girl you guys saw at dinner last night. I was working out. She was right there. I just sent it. Hi.
What'd you say?
Haven't seen you yet. Haven't met you yet. Why is that? You know, what's going on?
Just,
Oh, the girl that was at the bakery.
That's fun. And then I asked her like, when you get a gym crush, what's your biggest red flag or something like that? She's like, if they're not actually working out, if they're just recording and stuff. And I'm like, we just started laughing. That was it. Boom. Number. We went on the tennis date, and then you guys saw her last night. So full send. Now you guys might be scared. A lot of you, like the coaches in the room right now, Drew, Marco, Ricky, Mario, Jeremiah, Brando. There's probably a lead right now that you guys are nervous to hit back up. Meaning a new student who didn't join, but you know they should have. You talked to them a month ago, you're like, fuck, I don't want to come off as like salesy, etc. I don't want to be that guy that's hitting them up again for the third time. Well, that's full send, bro. If you're thinking about it, it's because you're supposed to do it. So the faster we can remove the time where we're thinking about it and doing it, life changes so much quicker. I'm just going to go through these as quick as I can. Tension. This is one of the best quotes. Ascension comes from living in the tension. Some of you guys have felt some tension this weekend from Anthony and I, and it was for your best interests, okay? It's not like we're perfect and we have it all figured out, but when we all get in this tension for me and Anthony too, we're like, oh shit, this is getting real. But we're all growing very fast, you know? And so the ascension comes from living in the tension. Who knows what I mean by tension? Any
A rope, like, you're just trying to break, but you can't.
Yeah.
When you have, like, just pulling it.
Yep. And in that moment, what do people usually do?
Break.
Go the easy way.
They usually break, yeah. They usually like let go of the rope. Like, oh, he's pulling hard. I'm pulling, fuck it.
All right, do
The
it later.
ball, like LeBron James.
Boom. They just,
Can't take the last shot.
yeah, they don't want that pressure, etc. But there's a quote, pressure is a privilege. It's in that Relentless book. There's always something we have to give up in order to get. I color-coded some of this. I don't know if it's making sense, but these are in red because this is like just the hardest shit ever. Like to excavate the current beliefs. Every single one of us has a belief right now that's not serving us for the life we actually want. Like we say we want to this, and that, and then here we are not even living the life that will get us there. That's the most psychotic thing I've ever seen is like, okay, I don't even know, to be this physique, but I don't track my food, you know? Protein, I don't even know how much protein I should get. Well, you're never gonna get there. I used to do that. I was only eating plant-based foods and yeah. So I completely switched and then I bulked like 40 pounds in a couple years because I finally got in alignment. But these are in red because they are like the hardest thing. These are black, the blue, I'll go through it. But there's always something we have to give up in order to get. Tension is that currency. Tension is that currency. This might go over some heads, but I hope that one sinks in. There's always something we have to give up in order to get. So there's a version of Hyro he wants to be, the man he wants to become. There's just literally a lot of tension between you and him. So the faster you can just be like, fuck it, it's in the tension. Like sign up for a boxing fight, bro. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna get knocked down in a couple boxing fights. These guys are way better than me, but boom. Now you're gonna walk around with your chest up like, I've been in a fight before, you know? What is this? It's nothing. So that's why we do the boxing at the events. Let's keep going. My man's 15. He's got a whole lot of tension coming his way, you know? It was tension for you just now when I made you record the selfie, right? You see the tension? Yeah. He's very quiet. When I talk to you guys and you're so quiet, that's tension. You're scared to talk. A lot of Mario students are very quiet. So you're avoiding tension, you know? And it's not good. It's not gonna get you to your goals faster if you have a goal of being able to speak well, impact people, and influence, which is the most lucrative money-making skill ever, influence. So the longer you're quiet, it's not bad. I'm not telling you guys you're doing the wrong thing. You're in the room. You level it up massively just by being in the room. The next tension. So basically, I want you guys all to think deep. What is my next tension? For me, the thing I was avoiding was my next tension. What was I avoiding? I said it towards the beginning of the call, beginning of this video. My mentor asked me, how long has it been since you've been on a date? Yeah, that was the tension I was avoiding. So notice how it's not always just a business thing, you know? I figured that out, how to sit on a Zoom, how to be on Zoom calls for 8 hours a day and organize and structure and post and all that. So that was the next level up. Okay, great. A heart-centered narcissist. Anyone know what this stands for? SMFD. Thank you. Yeah, you might be wondering what that's for. So here's a quote. I'll get back to it. They could all run free, but they don't. Why? What do they all want? Who are we talking about here, by the way, guys? They could all run free, but they don't. Why? What do they all want? Anybody know who we're talking about when we say they? Who's they?
Everybody else?
Yeah, who's they? Like, just give me some guesses. Okay, sure. Clients? Hoes? Entrepreneurs. So here's clients and hoes.
The barbers, bullets.
Yeah. Remember, this is lessons from Mongolia too, by the way. So the horses could run free, bro. They're fucking 1,000-pound beasts. Like they threw me off 3 times in one day, and one time it did run. We had to go get it. They had to go get it. I sat and waited. Actually, I took a nap right by that little stream. But but this is the quote that one of the coaches at the mastermind, whatever you call that damn thing I just did, said. We got shroomed. So they fasted us for a day, and then they snuck magic mushrooms in our trail mix. I didn't know this. But It was crazy. Day 2 of the 5-day trek up this mountain on a horse. So as he looks back, I told him, like, bro, I was riding the horse the same way I was riding in my business and the girls in my life, the new girls I was talking to. And he's like, exactly, bro. And he said this quote. He said, they could all run free, but they don't. Why? What do they all want? Now I'm about to bring it home. What does the horse actually want? What does the girl in your life actually want?
Dominated.
She wants you to dominate her. I wasn't dominating that horse the same way I wasn't dominating the girls in my life, the business, etc. So he looked back at me and said, they could run free, but they don't. Why? What do they all want? All of them. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, because they have food. They just eat grass. When I realized that the horses 24/7 just eat grass, I was like, oh, so what do humans give them? I used to think humans gave horses food, like apples. I saw a horse eat like an apple out of a hand. I thought they needed that. They don't even need us. They just want to be dominated. Oh, they're just fucking like, oh, okay. And that's our job, like, as a man.
They want you to ride.
And so when I got kicked off the horse 3 times, I wasn't hugging it with my ankles. I wasn't holding that saddle real tight. There's like a bar right here you can hold on to. And the reins. As soon as the horse acts up, all you do is pull the reins. It ain't doing nothing. It's like, oh, shit. Right? But I was letting him run free and do his thing, and he was wilding out, throwing me off. So I learned, oh, I got to dominate this motherfucker. And when he bucks, you just hold on, and then you ain't going to fall. And if he falls, you fall. But so I learned this lesson. This was huge. Now, this is a little separate topic, but he was explaining his approach with women. One of the guys was getting advice from him about, like, oh, I had this girl on my bed, and I didn't know what to do. And he said, here's my line. Get on your fucking knees and suck my fucking cock. Or something like that. Basically, SMFD. I was like, oh, okay, there's like an example of, not that you have to do that or say that or whatever, but that's the energy. And the girl loved it. She was like, I'm so fucking glad you said that. Not asking, hey, I'd like it if maybe if you.
Hey, that's gay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this leads me to the next one. Joel's golden rule. I just do what I want. Value and interest isn't even a question. Because when I started this new dating journey, I was like, oh, I don't even know what girls are going to like me. Like, who should I approach? Do what you want. So the second you feel it, go after it. It's kind of similar to full send. And there's no reading a situation. On a lot of dates, I'd be like, I don't know when I'm supposed to kiss her, bro. Like, when is the right time? And he's like, anytime, bro. So the date with the girl last night, as soon as I saw her, immediately. That's what I wanted. So this helped me a lot. The golden rule. Anybody have any questions on the golden rule? It's pretty fucking simple. You just do what you want. And the inspiration that comes up in you in the moment, never question it. Usually we'll get a feeling like, oh, I should say this to a client. I don't know, in your barber chair even, or whatever. They can tell that you waited to say it, and then it becomes weird when you say it. Whereas if you would have just said it immediately, there's a part of vulnerability in saying what comes up in you that's powerful enough that even if you didn't say it perfectly, they can tell that it was a risk for you to say it without it being perfect. And that's what I learned, is that I used to overthink and try to say the perfect thing, and I would even write it down before I said it and plan it in the shower, conversations that aren't even going to happen. And these days I just catch myself like, oh, fuck. You know, this is different, the way that I communicate. Big Mario.
Yeah, we're going to have to put real quick pause.
Yeah, much love, brother.
Hey, man, appreciate
You already know what it is. I'm glad.
Hey, man. If y'all didn't know, Joel yesterday, bro, gave me like Joel and Anthony.
Yeah.
I ended up getting slapped. You feel me?
Wait, you got slapped?
Real life. But they let me know. They let me know everything real life. If something I recommend you guys, if y'all feel like y'all hiding something, let them know, bro. They could get you right. You feel me?
Yeah, we
They
had
tell
a-
you the truth. So don't hide nothing. Don't
very
feel like
powerful.
hiding nothing. Let it out, because that's what a real man does.
Bro's a superhero. Let's just give it up for Mario. He had a lot of. He had a lot of growth. You guys are out of here? Great to meet you, bro. Come on, man, bring it in. Proud of you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Now you know the tension is the next step for you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Showing up for what my heart wants is not what my ego wants or what's most comfortable. All right, brother. Stay in the tension, man. Create the tension. It's on you to go make it. All right. Cool. Let's finish strong. Halfway. Halfway.
Careful, man.
15 minutes. Drew, you got your call in 3 minutes, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
I got you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Cool. What are you guys thinking of this so far? This is probably not what you were expecting.
Wow, it's great.
Yeah? Let's get
That
it.
is fire, but one of them parts away.
It's okay. We're recording it. Maybe you'll watch the recording. Okay, let's get it.
Hey, you can say if you want.
I just do what I want. That is the secret key. We just do what we want. Oh yeah, so that's what I asked you guys. Any questions on the golden rule? It's pretty simple, straightforward, none to it.
Basically just like following your intuition, right? Like,
Yeah.
you feel it.
Yeah, but it's usually going to this next thing, offend your current self. So I put an arrow because like literally as soon as you start doing what you actually want, now you're combating all the programming that you may or may not have excavated yet. And yeah, it's going to offend your current self. So this is the quote that helped me through this. Showing up for what my heart wants is not what my ego wants or what's most comfortable for me. So what does your heart want? Last night, Mario had a huge weight that he's been carrying since he was like a little kid. That's something that happened to him that's been really showing up in his life, business, etc. And he showed up for his own heart, and it was very uncomfortable for him to share it. But he was like a beast with it, and he just let it out. And so that's what I mean. It wasn't comfortable for him. It wasn't convenient to do it right in the middle of Moxie's, for example. He was crying for like an hour in the middle of Brickell. So, but he leveled up massively because of it. Okay, and he also wasn't prepared for that moment, but it's simply what must be done to remove the insecurities and reveal the inspirations. That quote is worth $1 million. So he showed up for his own heart. So as soon as we start following the golden rule of just doing whatever you want, the inspirations that are placed in your heart arguably is just straight from God, you know? Oh, I feel called to talk to this girl. Oh, I feel called to, that's someone I could help. I'm gonna keep calling this guy. I know that I can help him. I'll just coach him for free. That's not logical, but if it was on your heart to do so, boom. You never know what's gonna come from that. I've actually had coaches that coach me for free, and then I end up paying them like $15,000 over the next 6 months. So that's what I mean. It's not really logical. It's not something you're prepared to do. It's not for your ego, etc. You know, it might make you drop lower in status to the view of other people, etc. And you guys can probably relate to decisions you've made or like, oh, that was a risk, etc. I didn't write anything extra for stay in it, but stay in it is the tension. It's like my favorite quote for the tension. So when the horse was bucking me off, I would just jump. I would literally be so scared, like, oh, fuck, this is dangerous. It's like, as soon as it starts moving and shaking, I'm like, one time I fell and the dude was like, bro, it looked like you jumped off. Like, it didn't look like you fell off, it looked like you jumped off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's because I was like scared. So I learned to stay in it. And that's not just for the Mongolian horse of like wrapping your feet around it. It's just scary as fuck. When you fell off a horse and then you were back on it, I didn't even want to get back on. And I was telling myself these limiting beliefs, like the horse doesn't want me on, I'm too big for this. They gave me the biggest horse because I'm the biggest guy. And I'm like, it's a longer fall for me, I'm heavier. I had all these stories, like I'm a businessman, why am I in the middle of Mongolia? If I get hurt, like this won't even be worth it. I'll regret this whole trip. I should just stop and tell them like, go without me. I'll fucking walk back, you know, to the little tent house thing. I was literally that negative in my head. And this quote is like, when you're at that bottom point, stay in it, the tension, because the ascension comes from living in the tension. So yeah, three days later, I'm like glad I did the trip and whatnot. And I got these lessons. So shit tests. The horse can sense your lack of confidence and will test and fuck with you accordingly. They told me that when we first got there. And I was like, oh yeah, it's like women. Got it. But just because I mentally had it, I didn't like actually have it. Because I proceeded to get kicked off actually 4 times total. So literally the way I was riding the horse was I was like standing and trying to like avoid my balls hitting the saddle. And like I wasn't holding the reins back. And you gotta do the opposite, bro. You gotta like sit in that saddle, like hug the horse, bro. Like pull the reins, you know. The horse needs to feel your presence. So because the horse didn't like, the horse could just tell. It's been ridden by Mongolian horsemen, which ride horses from like age 3 to like, they were like in their 20s, right? 30s, I don't know. So it's a different feeling. The horse can tell, like, oh, this guy's confident as fuck, and if I act up, he's gonna whip me, you know. So they don't act up. Whereas me, he's like, oh, this guy's a noob. I can, you know, you gotta ride that horse. So very similar to women, very similar to business. Like for coaches, when you get a new student and they're like wanting to make the rules and etc. If you can just set the tone, not even in an aggressive way, but like real tight pockets of feedback and expectations are set strong, etc. This Mongolian horse metaphor, I think, is going to continue to serve me, but this is just what I got in the first like week of reflecting. Last one is the quote, "Let go of your body." We were sitting around the campfire on like day 3. We just climbed this massive mountain, like so steep. You guys, who's ever rode a horse? Who's ever climbed a mountain on a horse? Yeah, that's what's up. Who's ever climbed a mountain on a horse? On one of those scenes where like you see in a movie where like, what the fuck, how are they even surviving? Like one wrong move and you could just be sliding down. And then who's ever been doing that and realized that you got shroomed? That's you're doing that.
I did it in Mexico.
That's wild.
The horse knows what's good though. The horse almost wants to protect you
Hmm.
in a way.
That's dope.
Like it knows that that you could fuck this whole thing up, right? So it kind of like
Yeah.
trusts its own instincts, and then when you're out in the open, it wants you to control the horse.
Yeah, I like that. So we asked him after climbing the mountain and getting down, we set up a campfire at the next side of the mountain. We went up and down it. And it's like 10 p.m. We did our first fire, and the 2 horsemen, they don't speak any English, and they can't read. So we would do the translate thing, but you have to turn the audio on. And we asked him, what's the biggest lesson you've ever learned riding horses? If we could learn fastest, what would you tell us? And he said, let go of your body. And I was like, okay. So what I wrote is that the horse takes on the personality traits of its rider. I just remember after the shrooms, I let go of my body, probably because of the shrooms, but I sunk into the saddle. I stopped giving a fuck if I'm gonna fall because I already fell 3 times. I let go of my body. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of ways you could relate that to business and whatnot. But that's the lessons from Mongolia. If I was to make a 10th, no, I wouldn't make a 10th. There it is. That's the 9. There's the 9. Any takeaways or questions or anything? Took me about 20 minutes. We got through it. Dope. All right, well, let's wrap it up there. Yeah. 23. Cool. It's a wrap, boys. We have an hour. Everybody's eating. Ride that horse, high roll. You gotta ride a horse up a mountain.
Did they tell you what kind of horse?
Hold that saddle. We asked the lady. I don't know, bro. No, I don't know. Mongolian horse?
Yeah.
What type of horses are there? There's different types.
Was it a fat horse, like where there's hella hair all over the ankles, or was it more like a slim body?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was hair on the ankles, and it was fat, but it was also muscular.
Or was it more like what you'd be like? No, okay, it was more like.
Yeah, didn't have that much hair. I gotta show you guys the pictures.
Yeah, show us the picture. If you had to give us all one trip to take, would it be Mongolia?
No,
Where would it be?
I did that for you. You don't got. I mean, it's not needed. I don't know.
What was it? The shrooms?
Who told you about that?
I just had a crazy ass mentor who called me and was like, "Hey, I'm feeling into this trip, Mongolia. How do you feel about that?" I was like, "Huh? Where the fuck is that?" You know, like, I don't feel anything about that. I'm not interested. Let me see. I'm trying to find this picture that Pierce was talking about.
That was your first time taking
This was when we got the shrooms, bro. Right about this point.
That was your first time taking shrooms?
Yeah, but Pierce said I look like a warrior.
You said it was in the truck.
That's dope.
Yeah. That's a fucking bruise on my leg. It's not nearly as bad in this picture, but let me Let me go up. This was the food. We had like a little
stew.
gas stove. Yeah, she just brought. This is like Mongolian dried mutton, sheep. It was.
Delicious sauce in here.
That's the lady that was cooking for us the whole time on the trip. She's a G.
Bro, I didn't even know you lived in the West.
Who you go with? Your friends?
Yeah, I didn't actually know all of them. We climbed this one mountain and did like a meditation thing. And this is the horse that bucked me off a few times. Let me see what else.
Yeah, that shot.
Yeah, that's crazy. You went from falling off to shooting an arrow off a horse.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I wouldn't recommend it, man. I'm not sure a good trip for you.
What do you think is the hardest thing?
I think that's like my. I want to do that. I think about the body.
Huh?
I think that's more of my type of vibe. Like I want to do that.
Really? Hey, a 25-hour flight. 25 hour.